We've all been disturbed, just really outraged about the things that have come from Planned Parenthood recently. We've seen the videos exposing their casual disregard for human life. It's unconscionable. It's very sad. And we've known this for a long time. My junior senator, Senator Langford, back when he was in the House of Representatives, was introducing bills to defund the Planned Parenthood. And that was before the most recent things that happened. The Center for Medical Progress spent 3 years investigating Planned Parenthood and produced at least 3 videos, I think probably more, but 3 right up to now, revealing what appears to be an intentional and illegal harvesting of organs and body parts from aborted babies. There are countries like China that have condoned killing children, but our nation should not be condoning the act of killing our own children or allowing these corrupt organizations to sell body parts for profit. There's a book that was written, I remember it very well, it's called Modernizing China. It was by Anthony Kubek. And then they talked about, this is 30 years ago when there was the separation there between China and Taiwan. And they talked about at that time, it was even more severe because they had a limit on how many babies people could have. And so they go in and find out that there was one more than they should have, and they'd take that baby and kill it. And of course, the harvesting of body parts was taking place there. But that was China. This is America. You know, it's hard to believe that this could be happening. And it's not about being pro-life or pro-choice anymore. It's about our country's moral conscience. If Planned Parenthood has either profited from selling aborted babies' organs, or if they have modified procedures used to conduct an abortion for the purposes of obtaining body parts, then they've broken the law. In fact, the National Institutes of Health Revitalization Act, that was 1993, it stated, and I'll read from that, no alteration of the timing, method, or procedures used to terminate pregnancy may be made solely for the purposes of obtaining tissue. That's arms and legs and kidneys and body parts. But this is exactly what Planned Parenthood has admitted to doing in these videos. The federal law also states that it's unlawful to sell human fetal tissue, and that's Article 42 of the U.S. Code in Section 289. It says, and I'm quoting again, it shall be unlawful for any person to knowingly acquire, receive, or otherwise transfer any human fetal tissue for valuable consideration if the transfer affects interstate commerce. Again, it's illegal. And based on the evidence in these videos, particularly with the Planned Parenthood employees haggling and negotiating over prices and joking about it and using the income of the dead baby's body parts to buy a Lamborghini, it's some kind of an automobile, I guess. It appears that it's kind of commonplace. Total disregard for the babies or what they were doing. My colleague, Senator Ernst from Iowa, and I, along with others here in the Senate, wrote to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services requesting answers to these questions. One thing that's important to note is that Planned Parenthood receives $1.4 million of taxpayers' money every day. It's just unthinkable to think that they're being supported by the taxpayers of everyone here in the United States. According to their 2013 and 14 annual report, they received $528 million of taxpayers' dollars and then profited from illegal and immoral actions, taking the lives of innocent babies. And this is so incredibly evil, it's even hard to talk about. And we're talking about women being manipulated into putting their health on the line for a government-funded organization to profit from harvesting their child's body. Vulnerable women are being coerced into having abortions, but delaying the abortions until that baby has grown to the age within the womb that they would have fully developed body parts in order to sell. And this is what is happening today. Planned Parenthood fights to keep mothers from seeing human value of their babies with an ultrasound. Now, this is interesting. They don't want the mother to hear the baby inside their womb with an ultrasound, but they'll use the same technology to guide them to more valuable organs as they perform abortions for monetary value. And these actions deserve to be fully investigated. Crimes have been committed. It's our moral obligation to fully prosecute any violations of the law. Today, I'm introducing legislation. I have introduced already legislation that would require the appointment of a special prosecutor to investigate and to prosecute these atrocities. Now, to pay for this, the legislation we would take away the federal subsidies for these aborters. It would rescind all monies that have been appropriated to Planned Parenthood and provide a special prosecutor with as much of this money to conduct the investigation as is necessary. We're going to have to protect innocent life, and now that this is out in the open, those things that we have suspected for so many years now are a reality. And I want America and the world to know that endangering women's health and profiting from killing children is not acceptable in the United States. The video released just today showed lab technicians placing and celebrating the monetary value of the baby's arms, legs, kidneys, and spinal cord as they pulled them apart from the body. The bill is Senate Bill 1877, and we've gotten a lot of calls. I ask unanimous consent that Senators McCain and Rounds be included as co-sponsors to the bill.
Without objection.
Madam President, right now we're in kind of a waiting period. We had made a request. It seems as if that request has been denied because it takes unanimous consent to come up with a language that will allow us to waive time. And so the time that is right now on the Inhofe amendment will not expire. The 30 hours pre-cloture will not expire until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. So it looks like that's going to make us too late to get our bill passed prior to the time that the House goes home. This could always change. And I think that a lot of people, and friends of mine in the House, are taking this position because they didn't think that we'd be able to pass a bill. I think we're going to pass it. I think we can pass it very likely on Thursday. And so even if the House is gone, we will be preparing to go ahead and handle that bill when we all come back after the recess. So I just want to throw that in there because I think it's very important for people to understand that we're going to be using this. We've gone to a lot of work on the bill. The Highway Reauthorization Bill was passed out of the committee that I chaired, the Environment and Public Works Committee, unanimously. Every Republican, every Democrat voted for it. So it's one of these few bipartisan efforts that take place now and then in this body that's often criticized for not getting anything done. So this will be a major bill. It will continue. This will be a reality. But I didn't want to let this opportunity go by without coming down and getting something started to do something to stop the barbaric acts that we're seeing on behalf of Planned Parenthood. With that, I yield the floor and suggest the absence of a quorum. Oh,
will the senator with
let me recall my absence of quorum. I just yield the floor.
Thank you.